This is dumb. This is extremely stupid. It's just a fascinating idea I had, let's say about a week or two ago. What if I go and grind with low AP, so 235 in this case, and see exactly how broken Elvia is and if the game actually changed these days. You know how everyone says AP is king and you should basically just build as much AP as possible and not really worry about DP whatsoever, because as a new player all you need is AP to get a lot of money per hour. Well, I believe that with the release of Elvia and human damage crystals actually working at the Biragi Den, I believe new players should start to actually think about their DP. With 235, Biragi Den is actually pretty grindable and very efficiently, and let's be honest, 235-ish AP, 245 at most, anyone has that. You have that when you exit seasons. We don't have seasons anymore, but you get the point. That's AP that anyone can achieve. So essentially that's the idea for today, that's the discussion. First of all, let me remind you, I'm playing a Nova Awakening and this was all tested before today's or this week's class buffs, so some of you may be able to grind faster, although Nova didn't really get many buffs, but still. And this is my gear. Yeah, I can already hear all of you typing in the comments, oh but Duo, this is so unrelatable, look at all of those black stars, do you know how many sub-stats you get from the black star weapons, and look at that pen Kutum, extremely relatable. All I can say to that is this isn't meant to be a beginner's guide. I'm not trying to appeal to the beginner players. All I'm trying to show you today is I had a dumb idea, I tested this dumb idea, I'm gonna show you that it works, and essentially this is a proof of concept. Can you make a lot of money with low AP? Yes. In that case, just go and do whatever you can to get a DP. So yeah, I have black stars, 235 AP is what I used, and if you only use that boss weapons and that Kutum, you need around 245 AP to get overall the exact same damage. So here's how Biragi went. With low AP, obviously I did notice a decrease in damage compared to my full gear, although the trash per hour did stay pretty high. When I started this, I set in my head a goal of I need to hit somehow 6000 trash per hour. If I can hit 6000 trash per hour on a blue loot scroll, then this is extremely doable and I'm satisfied with that conclusion. So that was my aim. When I started, I'll show the Excel in a second, so we can talk about trash in like a minute, but first I want to show you how it looks like grinding. The main takeaway, yes, you will be grinding a bit slower if you have lower AP, it makes sense, but Elvia weapons made a huge difference. Exactly what I expected, because this is Elvia, your gear alone, even though you have low AP, isn't really slowing you down as much as it should, just because as soon as you drop any of the Elvia weapons, you're immediately going to get a huge jump in clearing speed. Out of all of the three types of Elvia weapons, the water one, the lightning one, and the fire one, the water weapon deals the least amount of damage. Whenever I get the water weapon spawned, I basically still have to try to kill the packs. It takes me like 2 or 3 skills to kill the pack. The lightning one is the second one in damage. It's an improvement over the water one, but it still takes me 1 or 2, usually 2 skills to kill a pack. And the fire weapon, if that one spawns, it's basically jackpot, because the fire weapon very often one-shots packs. Even with 235 AP, with that Elvia weapon, I'm still one-shotting the packs at Biragi. So the more of these weapons you can get per hour, essentially you're negating the fact that you have no AP to properly grind this place. Another thing that I thought about, maybe since the map recommends 250 AP, maybe Biragi is AP capped at 250, otherwise either the crystals, the human damage crystals, are extremely efficient, or I just don't know any other reason why I would still maintain most of my clearing speed. That being said, the boss itself is obviously gonna be a bit harder. I believe that's where most people will struggle if you go and actually try this place with poop AP. Yeah, the bosses are important, you should always try to spawn them and kill them, and you will struggle probably with those. At that point it just comes down to, do you have enough DP to survive it, do you have potions? Basically that's it. Just be careful of the bosses. And maybe the most important part of all of this, if you have poop AP, chances are you're not gonna be able to win any duel for spot, so good luck keeping your rotation. I personally never had any duel for spots. In most of my sessions the rotations were empty. When it was contested I just gave up grinding, but then again I grind pretty late at night, so usually it's empty. But yeah, I'm gonna be sending a bunch of people this way, and have fun with duel for spot with poop AP. Good luck winning. So let's look at the Excel, the actual result. As always, if you are a visual person, in this case for today, wow, I forgot to even change these. I'm such a professional YouTuber. Look from 8 hours. So if you're a visual person, this is a picture, basically everything I got out of 8 hours. These are all of the items I dropped in total. You can already spot the nails. I remember the comments saying, oh, I get such bad drop rate for the nails, you got so RNG carried with 9 of them in 10 hours last time. It looks like I'm still RNG carried because I got 6 of them in 8 hours. This is my my breakdown for the trash loot itself. Essentially what I got every single hour. I marked in red the 3 hours when I was testing this on a stream, so I was much more distracted, and let's just say I didn't do a very good job to hide my channel in certain cases. All of these 3 sessions are kind of the worst case scenario, where I don't even have a rotation for the full hour. I have to swap servers multiple times. I don't even spawn any bosses because of no rotation. I'm not able to maintain the intruder alert on me. So these 3 hours are honestly what you should expect at the worst. Around 5 point something thousand trash per hour. Once again, 235 AP. One weapon spawn, one weapon spawn, one weapon spawn for all of these 3 hours. This time I did keep track of exactly how many minutes I used every single Elvia weapon, so you can see those right here. And in green, these are just, let's say, optimal runs. All of these in green are off stream, just me trying my best. This isn't casual grinding, I want to point this out. I did have low AP, but I wasn't just going there and turning my brain off. No, I actually tried my best to grind as fast as possible. So honestly, 6.5 thousand is your upper limit, or what you should aim to get if you go here with low AP. If you get 6,000 or 6.5 thousand trash per hour, that's really good. That's what you want to get. And you can already see this hour number 4. This is the luckiest one I ever had, like ever, from any session at Biragi. Somehow I managed to spawn 7 Elvia weapons, and I got 8.6 thousand trash on a blue loot scroll, again with poop AP. But almost 40 minutes of my entire hour was on an Elvia weapon. So I hope this gives you some idea of exactly how much the Elvia weapons will carry you. Even if you don't have the actual AP, as long as you get lucky with the Elvia weapons, your clearing speed will basically go through the roof. This one is not really that relevant, but still. The nails, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, and 0. How many of them I dropped every single hour. And now for the money per hour. So I made 2 of them just because I got RNG carried with the nails. My original run, essentially what I personally got in total, was 307 million silver per hour with the 6 nails in 8 hours. I should have mentioned this was with the 50% drop rate event from last week. So in total I had a blue loot scroll, a Kamassive blessing, and the 50% drop rate event, which you could count as the Arsha server, or just the 10th buff, or any other source of 50% drop rate. So those were the buffs, and 300 million silver per hour. That's why I believe I'm so happy I tested this. This is such a huge game changer. because it means as a new player you really should think about your DP. You shouldn't sleep on the DP, because as soon as you can survive Biragi, you're going to get a huge jump in money per hour compared to what you should normally be grinding, like Akman, Hysteria, Kratuga. I believe this is actually much better. And for the other case, even if you don't get RNG carried, so I took out 4 of those nails. Let's say you get 2 nails in 8 hours, so 1 nail drop per 4 hours. That seems extremely reasonable, anyone should be able to achieve this, and you're still looking at 250 million silver per hour. And once again, this includes everything. All of the items that drop, all of these are valued. You sell the black stones to the marketplace, you sell the seeds, the narcs to NPCs, essentially everything. The black magic crystals, you sell these to the marketplace as well. The nails, you make these into necklaces and sell them. And what a lot of people seem to be forgetting is that the shard of the drained knight, I always value these as well, because look, I got 100 of them in 8 hours. It means if I go and grind 10 hours on a different area, I can combine these into the ring enhancement and sell these to the marketplace as well. So these do have a value. If I take these out, I'm losing about 50 million silver per hour, and I believe a lot of people make the money per hour like this. I believe a lot of people forget to value these, but just keep in mind, I do. That's how 250 million gets born, let's say. Average 6.2 thousand trash per hour, as I said much earlier, and I believe that's all. Those are all of the numbers I should point out. Oh yeah, and the bosses. the number of bosses I spawned per hour. If you can't already tell, I'm really happy and excited because I found something else to recommend. I was getting so bored of the simple rule. If you're a new player, you should basically start your new account. Let's say you have nothing, then you go and do questing until you finish Calfian questline, until you hit level 56, then you get your awakening, then you go and live, breathe and sleep in Polyforest until you get all of the skill points you could possibly need and a bit of gear. From there you move to Blood Wolves and live, breathe and sleep at Blood Wolves and the other potion piece areas, and eventually when you are geared enough to try Akman or Hystria, you go and live, breathe and sleep in Akman or Hystria. I believe that part still applies, but I personally will start recommending to new-ish players, as soon as they are able to grind Akman and Hystria, they should not really put all of their focus on AP anymore. Once they get to Akman and Hystria, you should still work on AP, but let's say you hit 253, 256 or 261 with Kutum, at that point just stop and put all of your earnings into DP. I believe people sleep on DP, and DP these days seems to be extremely important. I would recommend as an entry point 322. I believe that's a bracket. Get 322 DP plus and try Biragi with human damage crystals. If you're not able to do it yet, this will also depend on what class you play and how well you play it, but try Biragi with 322 DP. If it's not enough, get a bit more DP. Essentially, as soon as you can safely grind Biragi, just do that. You will notice a huge jump in money per hour compared to your Akman, Hystria or Kratuga grind around those low AP numbers. Oh, there were 2 more things I wanted to point out and I forgot. First, I wanted to compare today's data results to what I got literally 2 or 3 months ago when Elvia first came out. Biragi was the first area I tested, and funny enough, now today with Poop AP I got a higher trash per hour average than what I got back then with my actual full gear. Granted, yeah, the monsters did get nerfed, they have lower HP compared to what they did back then, but still it's funny to see how I actually grind faster with no gear now. And the other one was the calculator, the loot scroll comparison one. Just in case you want to know, because today's test was done with a blue loot scroll, what if you want to use a yellow loot scroll instead? I started with the 250 million silver result, so 2 nails in 8 hours, the one with the lower RNG luck, and in this case a yellow loot scroll would be an extra 65% efficiency compared to the blue loot scroll, in case you wanted to know, and the high RNG session with 300 million silver, so 6 nails in 8 hours, my actual result, it was around 50% efficiency, in case you wanted to know. And by the way, Anna, thank you very much for the feedback, very much appreciated. Now I know areas like Orc Camp actually are not 33% scaling, so I shouldn't assume that all of them are 33% scaling on the blue loot scroll. Much appreciated. I think I will just wrap it up here so that I don't ramble for half an hour. Thank you for watching and listening to my stupid idea. Yes, it works. Yes, it's efficient, like this isn't even a gimmick at this point, it straight up just works. At this point all I can say is good luck finding a rotation. Biragi has probably like 3 or 4 at most total rotations per server, so good luck with a duel for spots. I believe for a fact in a couple of months, once this becomes common knowledge, Biragi will probably be the most contested out of all of the Elvia areas, because it's quite literally the entry point into Elvia, and if people can grind it with literally 0 AP, then everyone will be there eventually. So catch you guys next time with a different project, and have a good evening. Enjoy the grind. Bye bye.